Howdy, paisans. It's Chase Manhattan. You are now watching the Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian. Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
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 Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian. Woo!
How's my attempt to be
That's
a
part
cowboy?
of my daughter's Halloween costume.
Really?
Yeah, I had to get a.
Is
her
it-
birthday party. My wife said you need a cowboy hat. I'm like, oh, my
Is that
cowboy.
why it like looks so many on me?
No, it looks good.
Yeah?
It looks good.
I
No,
feel like
she
it
didn't
needs to
wear
be a
I
little
had to
bigger.
wear that for her party.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, yeah, I was honestly stressing about the outfit for today. I was like,
No, you
yeah,
look
I gotta
good.
make people happy.
Yeah, you look good. I like
I've
it.
been in my Morgan Wallen bag.
Yeah.
This
Is he like respected as a country artist?
No.
He's not.
my
Right?
cowboy shirt.
No, he's very controversial, actually, because, he's definitely, he's not a traditional country.
What?
And, I mean, it's trap beats, right? For the most part. It's like hip hop
Is it,
beats.
though?
Yeah, kind of, compared to what the rest of, like, traditional
Yeah.
countries. So he's the hottest in the game, but, everybody always goes for the king anyways.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
now there's like a lot of people. Even there's like a lot more hip hop country too, like Big X
Absolutely.
the Plug and
Oh, I love Big X the Plug. I mean, you got Shabuzi. He's #1 on the country charts.
yeah. When I went to your bar, I mean, look, to give John a little backstory about what's happening, I don't think anybody knows what's really happening. But I probably at this stage of the game get 5 emails a day about being on the pod, and
bet.
everybody gives me their elevator rundown on why to get on the pod. And Chase, I met him on the north side at a lovely bar called Desert 5.
Yeah, we call it the Desert 5 spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was electric. There was
Good.
girls in cowboy boots, girls on the mechanical bull. I was all pumped up.
Right.
And then me and him, we started talking the whole night. I had such a good time. I went to see him like 2 days later, and we started talking about like the history between country, spaghetti westerns. And I was like, this would be a great podcast episode, especially in the dog days of summer
Yeah.
as we're wrapping up, filming for the season. And I was like, you know what? I felt compelled to invite him on the show. And I'm not too, my knowledge only goes so far. So I had to bring in my expert friend over here.
Yeah, because Rocco.
Not a cowboy?
Today I'm a cowboy. Today
looked
I'm
the
most
part
definitely a
today.
cowboy.
You
Yeah,
definitely did look the
I
part.
try my best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm
I appreciate
Rocco's replacement today.
I'm wearing this the whole day.
No, yeah.
It actually doesn't look bad on
You
you.
might not. You get used to it real fast.
Yeah,
I tell you,
yeah,
I
right?
could,
I
I
don't
could
know.
attest.
You give it off Macho Man, Randy Savage vibes. Really.
When we were talking about those very expensive, because you had nice boots
Yeah.
the last time I saw
Yeah.
you. Things with like alligator.
Those were lizard. They were lizard Lucchese's.
Yeah, this got to be like 10,000, right?
No, I bought them at a flea market in that's 13 miles long in Austin, outside Austin, Texas, called Round Top. So they were apparently custom made for like one of the first pilots for the TWI. I think I haggled the guy down to like $85 or something.
Oh,
like
wow.
that. But when they were made, they were probably $1,000 or $2,000.
You got them for 85.
Yeah, and they fit like a glove, and by a glove I mean an OJ glove. Like they're pretty
tight.
You're squeezing them in, but
I'm in there.
they look good.
They're not coming off so
Yeah,
easy.
that's the one thing. I
but
like to
they're
wear shoes for
beautiful.
comfort.
They're beautiful, and they're Lucchese, right? So Lucchese is made in Texas, and it's made by a Sicilian immigrant.
It's the biggest
Really?
boot company in the
It's
country.
the #1 boot company probably in the world. Cowboy.
Yeah, probably in the
boots.
world, that's true.
Lucchese is Sicilian.
I know. I'm always proud of that fact. I lived
Me
in
too.
Texas for a brief
Yeah.
period, and there's a big Sicilian population.
Is there?
I mean, big relative, right? But
Yeah.
like, there's a healthy history between
Yeah.
Houston, Dallas, other places, but people don't talk about it.
No, I don't know much about it either. To
amazing,
be honest.
really.
I
There's a
know.
lot of stuff we could learn today.
Yeah, I know New Orleans.
Do
I
the best
know
we.
New
It's all
York.
part of that diaspora,
It's
right?
that
Comes out of New Orleans.
So Houston would be the
Houston's
Sicilian
got
part?
a significant. Houston's still got a big cultural center. They had a festa. I don't know if they still have it.
Oh.
Dallas has a decent little pocket community. It's kind of hidden there. I'll never forget going.
We get around.
Yeah, you gotta like I was there. I was depressed being in Texas. Every time I asked people I missed Italian food, they said, "Why can't you eat Mexican?" So I was like, "Oh, this is not gonna work for me." And some lady said to me, "You got to meet other Italians." She took me to a Sicilian deli from the 20s. And It's in
Really?
the middle of a fully Mexican neighborhood. They had Manhattan Special. That's when
Wow.
I knew I was gonna live.
that's
They had a
good.
Manhattan Special
That's
in the
good.
deli.
What happened?
I don't know. Should I commit to it the whole way?
Yeah, come on, great. People are gonna tune in. They're not gonna be able to change the channel.
This is the Western episode.
saying,
Yeah, come on. I would tell you if it looked silly.
Okay,
I
no,
would.
I was gonna make
Trust me. Trust me. I
I
would
feel like
tell
we're
you
trying
if
to
you
have a
weren't
bolo
pulling it
tie
off.
right now.
You're pulling it off. I'm telling you.
It's a good look.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how the Lucchese guy got to Texas, but obviously there was a streamline. My family got off the boat in Ellis Island. They didn't make it
All the
past
way.
Rockaway Beach, but
Good place to live, though. I like
So when I
Rockaway.
met Chase, I was like, this got to be the most interesting man in the world. It was like a Dos Equis commercial. You
well,
know?
I guess I was the one that made it out of Manhattan. I grew up in the tri-state, and was the first person to cross the Mississippi River, you could say. I was working in reality television, and I ended up in L.A., and I agreed to 3 months because I couldn't tear myself away from New York for longer than that, but I ended up being there for 15 years.
Wow.
And I told myself, I said, I can't try to make this New York City. If I try to make this New York City, I will just fall flat on my face. I'll be depressed and miserable because it'll never be New York City. And so I didn't want it to be, what did I want LA to be? I wanted it to be the Wild West. I wanted California to be the Wild West. I pulled up on my first day of work in Van Nuys, California, on Ventura Boulevard, in front of a place called the Van Nuys General Store. And it was an old school cowboy shop, and I'd never seen anything like that in my life. I was in my mid 20s, and I parked there, and I had to go around the corner for work. I parked there, and I said, let me check this out real fast. I opened it up, and it was like the heaven's light, shining on me.
So that's how one becomes a cowboy.
Yeah, it was just all the cowboy, and then I started riding, and then I just became immersed in the Western culture. And I never thought I'd come back to New York. And here I am. And then we opened up a Desert 5 in New York, and
So the first one was in Los Angeles?
Yeah, in Hollywood.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, the bar is really, really special.
It's cool, right? I'm glad you liked it.
I feel like I've been to the. When did you open the bar in Hollywood?
We're hitting a year now. This weekend will be a year.
Where's the Mechanical Bull in Hollywood? I used to
In
ride.
Hollywood.
It's somewhere
in Hollywood, we had 4 years.
4 years.
We're going on 4 years.
It's been a long time since I was.
But we didn't have a mechanical bull full time. Was there another? There wasn't like a permanent mechanical bull. Hello.
The mechanical bull only worked 40 hours a week.
That's right. He's a union bull.
Yeah, it's a union bull. It's fucking union. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
we're business owners. I know too much about that.
No, the bulls. Forget about it. It's a headache.
People love the mechanical bulls.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big
they
thing.
love it. Yeah.
I mean, listen,
My
after a couple
hammies
of
aren't cut
drinks,
out for
like,
those anymore.
it gets everybody ready for
Oh,
the
yeah.
evening,
We need to invent like an Italian, like a mechanical donkey. Where you come up the mountain,
Yeah.
the donkey's trying to throw something we could put in this place that gives people activity to do during these
It's
things.
a
People
fun
love
idea.
stuff like that.
Italian stallion is what we have.
That's a whole
Yeah,
other,
exactly. Yeah.
it's a whole other episode. I think.
Then you made it out. You told me you were in Atlanta for a little bit too.
I
right?
did a stint in Atlanta too. Yeah, I was shooting TV shows and doing that kind of stuff. My acting career takes me places too. So, yeah, I had some fun bookings while I was there. I did a couple of BET shows, and I played like a Neil Young country star on a show called American Soul, which was the making of Soul Train, the Don Cornelius story. And then I played a Russian goon with a guy who was recently on the new, I was his henchman, the guy that's the Russian bad guy in Mission Impossible that just came out. Oh. And then I also got booked to play opposite Harvey Keitel in a movie called Lansky, where I put on my...
So your main thing is, would you say acting?
Main.
You have a lot of hats.
No, yeah.
No pun intended. You wear a lot of hats.
Yeah. No, you're right. Maybe we do take the hats off. You're not even supposed to be wearing them inside, are
No?
you?
I'm leaving the cap because I don't want my bald spot showing. But other than that, you guys do whatever you want.
I'm following your lead.
Yeah,
pal.
okay.
I'm
You know
with
where
you
you're
to
not supposed to wear cowboy hats inside. That's the thing.
You're not supposed to. No,
didn't know
I
that.
mean, it's like any hat. You go to a nice
You just
dinner.
change the rule when it's convenient for you.
I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. But no, I mean, right these days the club is a big priority. I'm a producer, the director of entertainment there. I'm releasing music on the regular these days.
Yes.
And performing regularly these days. My acting career is, definitely a thing, but it isn't like what's the prime focus right now. But you never can predict the future. I didn't expect to be a country artist when I was growing up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't in the cards. When I started performing in L.A. On stage, I was actually doing Sinatra routine.
Really?
I had a tuxedo, a closet full of tuxedos, and a few stages I would play, and I did my Sinatra crooning routine.
That's my dream job, to be a Sinatra impersonating cruise ship singer.
Oh, cruise ship.
Yeah, because nobody can leave. You just
you
where else
guys-
are they gonna go? But they
You
gotta come
guys have
see
something
you.
in common. You guys both love karaoke.
I certainly do.
Yeah,
He does a big karaoke night.
Do you
and
really?
I have been for years. I've had
but
karaoke.
It's really curated though.
Yeah.
I mean, I
that's-
also put on like big shows.
I don't think I
with
could
booked
qualify
artists.
for that. You know, that's,
No, but there's just I put on every degree. I got a level for everybody.
You need somebody to set the
His
bar
range is
low. And,
crazy.
Right,
okay, fair enough.
what's your go-to karaoke song?
That's life.
That's life.
That's my number
That's
one.
life.
That's what all the people say. That's all I got.
He's
Some
downplaying it.
people
John's
get
a really
their kicks.
he's downplaying it. John's a really good singer.
I
Yeah?
like to sing Sinatra
Yeah.
stuff, and I like to sing country. Actually,
Really?
I do like to sing country. Yes.
Well, then we should hang out a little bit more. I guess
Yeah.
that's why Sabino was.
Yeah,
setting us up.
I had to connect it.
there's a lot. There's a lot to be said about. I mean, we talk all the time about being from the same background, same town, but people don't really think about the fact that country culture in the United States, right?
Yeah.
is really the byproduct of Southern U.S. culture going west, right? It's people from the Southern United States moving west. So the West and the South are kind of connected, right? There's a lot of overlap in the Southern United States to Southern Italy. Agrarian, folk music, very tradition driven, very hierarchical. So there's a lot of it's easy to slip into being a Southwest U.S. person as it is a Southern Italian background.
I would say too that, and especially during World War II, all of these guys were thrown together on ships or in stations. Sorry, not an military expert. I don't know if they're called stations, but from all over the country. And so, obviously, a lot of our Sicilian ancestors fought in the Great War, and a lot of patriots from the South did as well. And you put these guys together, and they did have an effect on each other. They did, teach each other things. And the great tradition of Sicilian crooners definitely had an influence on country music. You look at people like Marty Robbins and Elvis even.
Yeah.
And the tradition of, that great Italian crooner. And
I mean, Elvis did
vocalist.
2 or 3 songs that were Italian songs that he had commissioned to be rewritten in English, right?
Which ones were those?
It's Now or Never is O Sole Mio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Return
That
to
is
Sorrento.
true.
What's Turno Sorrento is
Return to
Return to
Sender?
Sorrento. No, it's
Sunrise?
I can't think of the song. It's
Sing
an
it.
Elvis. I can only think of it in
Sing it in
Italian.
Sing it in Italian if you can.
Vedo mare quante bello, spiritando sentimento. Wait, is that?
I think I know the Vic Damone version, yeah.
Anyway,
No, I know Dean Martin's version.
it's an Elvis. Elvis
does
did a
it?
bunch of them. Yeah, I wish I could remember, but
it'll come to me.
yeah.
We could probably chat GBT it.
I think he even once sang in Italian on a live show.
Really?
That's like a deep
I've
YouTube
never heard
thing, but
that
yeah,
one.
it's there.
You sing in Italian?
I can.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
Certain
professionally.
songs, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
You would do songs you're comfortable
I do
with.
songs
which
like
one
other
would
way.
you do?
Like a real Italian song?
I don't know. What's real Italian versus fake Italian? I'm not talking about
Like-
Dominic the Donkey.
I did.
not
I actually did Dominic the Donkey on our Christmas CD, so that's the point I'm making right behind you.
Yeah, no, I mean a real
sang
Italian
Dominic. That's what I actually sang. So
I'm talking about
That's
real
what, that's what we shoot for.
that's exactly. We're more the Dominic the Donkey than the Vic Damone. Yeah, that's sort of like,
You could do Volare,
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure.
could do. If I could remember all the words to anything, I mean, I
Well,
could
with
do a lot of that
karaoke,
stuff.
even,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
saying.
Karaoke,
See,
I could do. it.
that's where I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I want to
It's-
sing
To
Jimmy
sing Italian?
Rosselli.
Oh, Jimmy
yeah,
Rosselli.
I
wanna
love
sing-
Jimmy Rosselli. That's
I
one
wanna
of my
sing,
favorites.
Yeah, I want
But
to
the
sing.
songs you like, when I heard your songs,
Yeah.
it's like a Frank Sinatra meets.
Well, I'd like to think so. Yeah, I mean, I try to make authentic music, and I grew up on Frank more than anything. So, I mean, I lived at a stone's throw from his house in Hoboken for a time. Like I could, he was always the light. And then, so when I write music, it clearly comes through. Like I'm writing country music, talking about like, riding high in April.
Did you ever hear the Italian Cowboy song?
Which one's the Italian cowboy song?
It's called the Italian Cowboy.
Really?
Lumanti, yeah.
Oh no, I don't know if I
Singing the
have.
Italian Cowboy song. You never heard that? I gotta get you that.
You got to get me that.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's
funny.
great. It's hilarious. Yeah.
Who is it?
Lou Monte.
Lou Monte.
Yeah.
It's another
yeah,
Lou Monte.
another
Great.
legend.
Yeah.
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 Lou Monte's. I
He's-
think my favorite is "Shut Up in Your Face."
Shut up if you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Shut up in your face.
You know that one?
Classic.
Yeah.
He put me on to a lot of that.
Yeah. And then Louis Prima is hilarious.
Another Southerner.
Not obviously, Southerner, New Orleans guy.
New
but
Orleans guy.
obviously not country, but big influence on me. I mean, the Felicia No Capisce, you know that one? Yeah, that's a funny one.
But a lot of those you talk about the same.
Oh, Cougis, are you tired of these ads? Listen, I'm sorry. We got to keep the lights on over here. But listen, we got something special for you. We just launched our Patreon. Spend a couple dollars. You don't have to watch these ads no more. B, what else can they do?
Listen, you'll get some behind the scenes of what we do in a day, a little bit before the show, maybe sometimes after the show, and you'll watch the show without the ads. You won't have to hear these ads anymore. You can just watch the whole show without any breaks.
Yeah, you get a full podcast, uncensored, unedited, full cut. What you see is what you get. No more ads. That's the best part. So go out there, support the fellas, and do the right thing, all right?
Yeah, click the link in the description to go on Patreon. That style's coming back, low key.
I'd fuck with it.
It should.
Why not?
It should.
It's storytelling. It's the same as Will Rogers and all those Southern American
you got
folk
it.
songs.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a storytelling of a people. So for us, when you hear those songs, like, you laugh about the novelty of the Italian cowboy song, but like it's telling a story of the era of these Western movies, and they're made in Italy, and here's all these Italian people finding themselves relating to a history that's not there. So that's a freeze frame of who we are.
Absolutely.
It's anthropology, those songs. And
I
they're
laugh
funny as
just
hell.
because I have fun with it, but
You should.
it isn't obvious. Obviously, I don't find it silly. I take it very
No, it
seriously.
is. It's silly with history. It's great. That's the
I don't
beauty
take
of it.
myself too seriously, but also like I absolutely love it. Spaghetti westerns are funny.
They're great, yeah.
But they're fantastic. They're fucking fantastic.
I heard spaghetti westerns so
Yeah.
many times, but I never really knew what
Connected
it was.
the
until
dots.
he-
It's all Italian filmmakers. All Italian filmmakers written by Italians. Oftentimes, everybody outside of the star is Italian. Because all the movies were shot without sound. They were cheaply made. Oftentimes, actually, in Spain, not in Italy, but very close by
right?
in the deserts. Because they were able to reproduce the deserts of the Southwest a little easier there. And
Isn't that funny though? Like those days that they thought, like, let's go there to film this.
well, they didn't come from America though. They came from
yeah?
Italy, so they only had to go right there.
But like Clint Eastwood. When I was younger in Italy, and I they used to only have 9 channels. Like everybody used to watch Clint Eastwood.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's an icon.
I'm sure.
But
that-
was he like being filmed in those, or is it
Absolutely.
like?
No, he was. Yeah.
He was in Fistful of Dollars. That was his first breakout role, and that was Sergio Leone's breakout movie as well. Which you talk about the byline or the through line with all the different kinds of music. I mean, you have to acknowledge the spaghetti westerns first came from samurai films in Japan, actually. But I think there's a through line that takes you through spaghetti westerns all the way through the mob movies that we grew up on, because that stoicism, that character, that anti-hero essentially really does go all the way
What's the
through.
Goodfellas of spaghetti western? Like, do you have a top 3 spaghetti westerns?
Oh, you mean in terms of the top 3? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little pig, write these down.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go
We gotta
good,
do some homework.
good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, and the ugly?
Is the top of is the final of the trilogy
So
of
that's like Godfather.
Sergio Leone films. Right, that's Godfather. It goes a fistful of dollars, a few dollars more, and a good, the bad, and the ugly. Those 3 movies are like the Godfather of spaghetti westerns. Absolutely. And then I would say you have Corbucci is another director who. So if that's Coppola, Corbucci would be the Scorsese, where the things are a little bit more silly, a little bit more tongue-in-cheek. You got a movie like Django, which is where Quentin Tarantino stole Django and Chain and flipped it.
And flipped it. Okay.
And you've got he's done a couple of them. So I would say those are your 2 directors, Leone and Corbucci, that you got to see their stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, this is so different.
Once Upon
to
a
me.
Time in the West.
I'm
Who
so
did
lost
Once Upon
in
a
this,
Time in
like-
America? Is that Scorsese?
That's a good question.
I think
don't
that's
remember.
like the third. I think that's a third, but that would Once Upon a Time in the West is another Sergio Leone movie that's just awesome. They're funny. They're over the top.
Once Upon a Time in America is Sergio Leone.
In America or the West? He did both of them?
In America.
Wow, I didn't see he did. So then he went and did an American film about the American Mafia.
That's
It's
interesting.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know. I forgot.
So those
I forgot
movies,
that.
like spaghetti westerns, were filmed in the 50s or 70s,
60s.
60s.
60s, yeah. So westerns were hot in America in like the 40s and 50s. They were like 90 percent of fucking movies.
Mm-hmm.
They were hot. And then by the time the 60s rolled around, they were sort of fading out of fashion. But in Italy was just coming out of fascism, and they were like, let's go. They were like, let's shoot them up.
They
baby.
get there late. They get to the American culture. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, it's normal to happen.
I had a cousin in Salerno who had a Michael Jordan poster on his wall like 10 years after his retirement. And I remember thinking, like, your aim is good. You're just getting to the party late.
No, but it was always like that with Italy. They're always like a little behind.
When
Which
did you
makes
move
sense.
here?
No, I was born
Oh,
here.
you were born here.
I was born here.
You just mentioned 9 channels. I thought you were just on vacation.
No. I mean, I went to Italy every summer
Right, got
growing
it.
up, and literally, it was a core memory of like watching these like gun duels.
Yeah.
Like like
Hell yeah.
the 10 steps turn and bam,
Yeah,
something's going on outside right now. Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome to
It's a lot of action here.
It's always action.
Good morning, America. I love it. It's really fantastic. I'm going next week. I'm going to
Italy?
Sicily. Yeah.
Nice.
I
Where
gotta
are you
pl- I
from?
gotta- Well, Shaka,
Okay.
and Porto Empedocle, which is not far. It's also Agrigento, the same province. But
So you really are the Bensonhurst Cowboy.
I mean, yeah. I'm there. I'm living there now. I didn't grow up there. Growing up there, my grandma lived there, but we were there every weekend. As we
Okay.
go to grandma's house
Yeah.
every Sunday. But
Was it grandma or not? Like, was she
grandma,
making
no,
Sunday
grandma.
sauce?
No, she made Sunday sauce.
Yeah?
The best. I would argue the best.
Yeah?
100% hands down the best. I've never seen anybody come close. But I have made it in her kitchen, and it comes close. There's something about using the same
The
things.
hands.
and-
You know,
It's the
you know,
hands.
no, was Sicilian?
yeah.
Flat meatballs?
No.
No, because there's a whole sect of Sicily that's pressed
No.
meatballs. Yeah, okay.
My grandmother was. She was second generation. Well, first generation, I guess. Yeah, her parents. She grew up on Elizabeth Street, between Prince and Houston.
Everybody grew up on Elizabeth
just,
Street.
Just
That's
above.
a
I don't know, what
Sicilian
is
Main
it?
Street
Is
in
that what
Manhattan.
it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lalabo, Lalabo, the fragrance,
Yeah.
that everybody wears on the bottom of the bottle. It says the address of the original location. That's my grandma's address. that
Wow.
she grew up
Elizabeth
in,
Street?
231 Elizabeth Street.
That's wow.
So she likes to say she wasn't born, she was invented, or she did like to say, because she felt like an orphan growing up. Her father died when he was a longshoreman. He died before she was able to remember him. And her mother was a single mother growing up in the 20s. She was, doing what she had to do.
Yeah.
And so she was alone a lot of the time. So she was raised by the streets of New York and by the people that were on the street. So when, I know that she grew up with Martin Scorsese's grandmother, or mother lived next door, and they were friends growing up. But
Catherine.
she learned from the neighborhood, and so I don't know how much of it on her side came from the old world. But my grandfather, he was Poppy, and so his grandma and Poppy. Poppy, they were the Dominos. He had the fish market, and they were definitely old world. They definitely had a lot of the old world traditions. In the fish market, from what I understand, which was next to Albanese Meats, rather, which is
Yeah.
still there today.
Still going strong?
They were the fish market next door. Apparently, my grandpa Domino didn't use a knife. This is disgusting, but this is old world shit. He had a thumbnail that came out to here and would fillet the fish and scale it like that. That's old world peasant shit.
That's old school stuff. Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't think that's like in the health code.
that would fly with the health
That doesn't make health code
department.
No, but growing up, my dad had this sick coke nail and then do coke. That was like a like that was like a
Yeah,
thing.
it was
Yeah, of
Absolutely.
course. It was that's
Yeah.
funny.
That's why the Refreshments at all used to taste so good. Fucking like that, But
It's
yeah,
addictive.
I could see that being a thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
What do you think we have nails for? I mean, that's what they're for.
Right.
Right. They're before we
for
had
food,
tools.
right?
They're tools. God gave us tools on our fingers.
That's
we cut 'em.
actually wow.
Wild,
It's true. It's
right?
what we got 'em for.
Wild, but that's still a big tradition. Like, we don't use our thumbnails anymore, but we're still very much.
That's what we should sell in the store, like a thumbnail hold. You just like imagine a knife. You don't have to hold a knife. It's just on your tongue.
Totally.
Like that.
There you
Wow,
go.
wow, filleting things.
Yeah,
Wow.
there you go.
fillet fish and
You never
steak.
heard of I never heard of that until when I heard of that. My mind was blown.
That's news to me.
Yeah, it sounds wild.
But I've gone to Shaka. My place that I have is in Sambuca, which is just over the hill from Shaka. So I bought a place there in 2019. I was going to move there.
Did
COVID
you buy it for
happened.
$1?
My business partner bought it for $1. I bought it for 50 times No, more. My
You bought
math
for
is
$50?
terrible. No,
Works for me.
50 grand basically.
Yeah.
But it's a palace, and I didn't need to put as much work into it, so it was well worth the spend. But we share a wall and turned it into one big house.
Cool.
So,
Nice.
and I did it with like Sicilian sort of American royalty. But in any event, Shaka's right over the hill, and you go there, and you go to the docks, and you could see those fishmongers are still very much like a stone's throw from cutting that fish up with their.
Yeah.
What made you like buy the house in Shaka? Was it an opportunity? Were you on vacation?
I went on I was going on a vacation to Italy, to Sicily, first time to Sicily, and I was gonna go see where my family came from in Shaka, and this was probably like 2016 or something like that. And it was the first time I'd ever looked around and saw people that looked like me, and I was like, wow, this is obviously where I come from. I felt very much at home, and I started, I felt a calling, and I started looking at real estate, and then there was that promo of the dollar houses that were for sale, and I caught wind of it, and very early on, and I checked it out, and I did all the research, and I poured over the contract. I looked over all the different properties, and I was this close to actually going through with it. I was emailing back and forth with the mayor, and I thought, let me
He
not get
actually
ahead of
emailed you back?
Yeah, I was going back and forth with his office.
That's like the most un-Italian thing I've ever heard.
you got a response
Well, it was his
in a
secret-
timely manner.
It was his secretary.
Okay.
It was his secretary.
go.
But they were making a major push. That was the whole point of this thing, was they were trying to get the people, and I was...
Well, it's also, was this before your business partner was involved or not?
Yes.
Can we say who it is?
Yes,
or-
sure. So I'll tell you. So I go, you know what? This house, you're going to buy it for $1, and you have to commit to 15 grand
Of work.
Yeah, sure.
within 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, well.
And then you look at the fucking thing and you go, wait, I've got to be an idiot to think this is only going to cost 15 grand. This is going to cost a lot more than 15 grand. It's a pile of rocks.
Yeah.
So I backed off. So I backed off. So a few months go by, or a couple months, I don't remember exactly how much. And my friend Lorraine Bracco, LB, Sopranos, Goodfellas, Lorraine Bracco, who's a friend of mine from LA. We used to hang out, go out to lunch. I knew her daughter quite well, and started hanging out with LB, and we would, we built a friendship. So on her Instagram, I noticed she takes a snapshot in an airport, says house hunting, wish me luck. Me, with my memory, there was no indicator, but I could tell that it was the Palermo airport. And I said, go see Leonardo Ciaccio, the mayor of Sambuca di Sicilia, selling homes for $1. She goes, how do you know Leonardo Ciaccio? I've been emailing him. I was going to buy a house. I was this close. I can't do it by myself. Cash in hand, let me know what you find. 3 weeks later, she hits me up. She goes, you want to buy the house next door? It's a palace. She sends me a video. I get a video tour. Like, my real estate agent is Lorraine Bracco. Like, this is the kitchen.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it was great.
At that point, you had to buy it, even if you don't want to do it.
Yes,
I didn't have to. But, I slept on it, and I was like, let's do it. We made an HGTV show about the renovations, and we still have more work to do. But I'm going there this week to check in on it and do some more, and
Be careful with the work in Italy. They'll take you for a ride.
No, that's not too bad. It hasn't been too bad. Well, especially we had the network behind us. So, but yeah, they'll definitely try to get you for what they can. But they're good. They're good. They're good at what they do.
You're not going to get bad work. You're just going to get run around in circles for,
Right. But we had the show. So what we were able to do was what we did in 3 months would have taken like 6 years for anybody else.
Right.
There's
for
like
sure.
buildings and sounds that I still are.
Of course.
4 years.
There's probably 40-year-old
They
buildings.
just run out of money,
There's highways like that in Italy. You ever go down Calabria? You
That
drive
happens
past. You drive down to Calabria. There's full highways that are
That
just
happens in
unfinished.
California too.
Yeah, that's
so.
absolutely right. Yes, that's true.
It happens everywhere, honestly.
Happens everywhere. Yeah.
But of course, it's no. Italy has a bad rap for. Sicily has a bad rap for a lot of that kind of stuff too. But I haven't had that experience.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
And it depends on the part of Sicily you're in too.
Yeah, and it
honestly.
depends on what kind of relationships you build.
That's all of Italy. Italy's a
I
Rocco
didn't come
Mandata
in-
culture.
We didn't come in there like we we built a relationship with the community.
If you could give someone advice doing these $1 house things, what would you say to them?
Well, I would say that you got to be in it to win it. That I was planning on moving there, so you got to.
You're gonna move to Sicily.
I was going to move to Sicily. I was ready.
You really are a
100%.
cowboy.
I was 100% ready. I've got a script that I wrote. That's a TV show. I got the pilot shot in Sicily. I won't say too much about what it is because it's tricky out there.
It's tricky in here. John just started writing already.
That was an idea. No, that's a good point. Although I haven't worked on something set in Sicily, so you never know. But I'll sit on my hands, like my third grade teacher made me do to stop talking with my hands. I was like this. Go ahead, keep talking. The cameras are on.
Right, but I've got the show. I've got the show ready to go. I was going to say, just dive on in and try to put it together. I still am not letting go of it. I'll share that off camera.
Yeah.
I won't write down. I promise. I'll sign an NDA. Don't worry. No big deal.
man,
But it's a good one. It is a good show. I'd be curious to hear what you think. But it's like nothing you've ever seen. It's like something you've seen before, but like nothing you've ever seen before. I tried to create this whole new.
I had a guy pitch me a show like that.
Yeah?
Says it's like The Sopranos, but it's 10 times better. I was like, that's going to be interesting
that's
to
impossible.
see the outcome.
That's impossible.
It's better than the Sopranos.
I would definitely never say it's better.
No, some guy really said it to me.
Yeah, I believe it.
Let the audience figure out if they can find that show on Amazon.
Me and
It's out
John,
there.
we sat on a bunch of.
You said it.
We've sat on a bunch of
said it, not you.
meetings, and even like the Italian consulate, a lot of people are dumping resources into trying to revive these old towns in Italy.
You have to.
Yeah, so that's very interesting to me.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's every day
because they're going away.
Yeah,
because the people are. I mean, even Bensonhurst is having a hard time holding on. I'm one of the last Italian people in Bensonhurst, outside of a handful of shops that are just like every month another one goes away. I mean, Bath Beach, Dyker Heights, there's still definitely Italians in the neighborhoods, but Bensonhurst, which was officially, no disrespect to Williamsburg, the Little Italy of Brooklyn, 18th Avenue was the heart of it.
It was the Little Italy of the Vesuvio Plain, Brooklyn, right? So the new Brooklyn, yes. But our Little Italy, our community came in the 1880s.
Williamsburg as well?
Yeah. And they came right to Williamsburg,
Totally.
by the way. We were the first Italians of all of Brooklyn. All due respect. But
no, absolutely.
Yeah,
we're calling it.
we were the original Little Italy of Brooklyn.
Let me be clear. My mother was born in Williamsburg.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
My mother was born in Williamsburg.
I was teasing
Before
you.
they went to they only left Williamsburg because they knocked it down to build the project building, and they had to go somewhere else.
A lot of our people scattered.
They
built the highway. Robert Moses built the highway right through.
Exactly.
There'd be a church of the Giglio had its own another church. They knocked through it.
I think where my mom was is now a Home Depot. But anyways.
There's no Italians left. There's no Italians left in Italy or here.
Left. Well, so in Sicily, these ancient villages that date back to ancient times. There's ruins on the top of the hill. You could jump a fence and go see some fucking ruins that are BC.
Yeah.
There's these villages where you see little old ladies walking down the cobblestone streets, and a few old men playing cards, and that's about all that's left in town.
That's it, yeah.
Because the kids go to school in Milan or Rome or go work in Naples, and then they don't come back, and so that's why they got to sell these properties for peanuts to keep the economy of these towns going.
What's crazy is that I saw this. It went pretty viral like a while ago, but it was they're allowing 500,000 immigrants to work in Italy. You saw that? Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, we gotta find the exact terminology, but it was 500,000 immigrants are granted visas to work in Italy because the restaurant industry and all that, doesn't have people that want to work.
A lot of those folks come up from Africa. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. You get a granita from a guy named Mustafa, who's like 7 feet tall. You're like, you're lemon ice.
We had a guy came in looking for stuff here the other day. We were doing meetings in here, and some guy came in, and he was clearly from Africa, and he was speaking fluent Italian, and he was Senegalese, but he lived in Italian for 10 years.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's similar to like what's going on here about because you know when you start doing better in life, you want to upgrade.
Yeah.
But then the next people come and take that immigrant spot, wherever it is.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the course of human events.
Yes.
That's how it's been since we crawled out of the cave.
Every neighborhood.
Yeah, that's people complain all the time about like a neighborhood changes, but we've been constantly waves of humanity. That's why Italy's Italy. That's why Southern Italy is so unique. Our DNA is made up of pretty much every culture out there.
You know what?
They've
There's
all
one
moved through.
community that I think will never ever change, and it's Staten Island. I think it's done. I think it's going to just stay that
A
way.
lot of people a lot of Staten Island people go to Jersey too.
Oh
though.
yeah, you're right.
Staten Island's numbers are going. Yeah, it's just.
It's always something. It's always an upgrade.
No, it is. It is the most insularly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the minute you go to Staten Island, you realize you are not of Staten Island. They make you know. You're like, I'm here, but there's a side eye to you. Like you just know you're not Staten Island.
I mean, I'm right on the foot of the Verrazano, so.
But that's a world away to Staten Island. I mean, it's not.
It's a $20 toll.
But
is what it is.
you're not part of Staten Island. Don't confuse the two.
No, I
Worth it,
don't.
honestly though. That's
No, no, but I've
crazy.
Since I've been back though and living in Bensonhurst though, and you know you get out of the city, I've never had to take the Staten Island Expressway so much to come back from Jersey. It's actually now makes more sense than to go through Manhattan. So now I'm in Staten Island all the time.
That's what I used to do when I went to DC.
I mean, I'm passing through.
Yeah.
You don't stop by for some chicken cutlets anywhere?
Well, all the stores in Staten Island are outposts of Bensonhurst. So all like you
What
got
do you mean by that?
Pastosa, it's got a Staten Island location. The panini shop has the Staten Island location. Everything is the Staten Island location of.
But that pizza you took me to was good.
Oh yeah, what's that one? John
That bar
Sal's
pie
or
you
something?
took me to? No.
Oh, that one. That's good.
The tavern you
Tavern,
took.
Yeah. I
Hold
like
on, what's
that
it called?
spot.
Hold on.
That was
Lee's Tavern.
Something like that.
Yeah,
That was
by
delicious.
the
Very
train
good.
station.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I like that place.
Yeah.
I love a bar
My
pie.
kids love that
Me too.
place.
Yeah.
Bar
Oh yeah,
pie.
because you said you got kids.
My
in Staten
kids,
Island.
my kids live in Staten Island.
That's right.
So I frequent.
Sorry, I meant no disrespect.
No. Trust me, I tell them all the time. I'm one of those dads that tells my kids, listen,
Yeah.
you're from Brooklyn.
Do you ever take them out? Do you ever bring them to Brooklyn?
Don't ever forget that. You're not from here. You just live here.
That's why. Maybe that's my father was like that. That's probably why I had such a fucked up childhood in Jersey. My father told me constantly that this is not where you are from.
But meanwhile, we
Where were
upgraded
you
our
in
life to move out of Williamsburg.
Right.
You know, at the
Exactly.
time.
Yeah. Then you go
And then,
back.
You know,
You want to go back. You always want to go back.
and even my kids, they love Williamsburg.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because they walk around. There's action everywhere.
Well, it's like he said when he went to Shaka or Sambuca. These people look like me because you only belong in a few places in the world. So your kids love it because they know they belong there because that's where our people have been. And you go to a random town in Jersey, frankly, you just don't. That's not your place, right?
Right.
Like,
And when I say people look like me, I mean like we're obviously the three of us Italian, and maybe we have some similarities, but we obviously look pretty different because Italy is a diaspora. I mean, it's so many different, pathways to become Italian these days. I mean, when my family left, it was hardly even Italy, right? It was the two kingdoms of Sicily, and it was Lombardy, and so there wasn't even one thing that categorized all of us. But then even in Sicily, there's so many different parts of Sicily, and so many different histories of Sicily. So you have the Spanish in one area, and the Greek in one area, and the Arab influence in another area, and the Normans, right? So when you go to like the specific town that your family came from, you're not only looking at people that are Italian or like Sicilian, you're looking at the exact crossroads of your DNA. Yeah. And like you're like, wow, this is what my aunt and my uncle and my grandma and my everybody looks like this. And now it all of a sudden makes sense.
they were in the same place for thousands of years.
Right.
I mean, essentially,
Exactly.
people moved around a little bit, but like,
Not much.
you talk about a pretty small isolated gene pool.
Well,
in some cases.
In some cases, yeah, because Sicily though was a
Different,
crossroads.
yeah.
It was.
I'm
a
thinking of like a
crossroads.
town that we share in our ancestry,
Which
Sanza.
is?
Sanza.
Sanza.
2,500 people tops.
Yeah,
at its
2,000.
busiest day, right?
Where's that?
in the
Salerno.
South Salerno in the Val di Diano Mountains. But I mean, the DNA pool is not huge.
Small.
There's probably more Sanzesi now spread through America coming through Brooklyn than
Anything.
left in Sanza.
There's a lot of people making love to their cousins. I'll tell you that. And goats.
Speaking of goats, can I interrupt you guys for a cheese
Oh yeah, cheese break.
cheese break,
Yeah,
guys?
cheese break.
Shout out to our sponsor.
Speaking
I've
of
been
goats,
wanting to try this stuff. I hear you talk
I know
about
you guys
this all the
have.
time.
if you make love to your cousins, this is the cheese for you.
If you love your cousins, this is cheese for you. Go formaggio.
Italian cheese the way it's meant to be.
These artisan wraps are stuffed with fresh mozzarella.
Fresh mozzarella the way it's meant to be.
Taste the formaggio difference.
Get it now. Fromage is available at ShopRite, Key Food, Hannaford, Costco, Walmart, and Sam's Club.
Find formaggio today at your local grocery store or your club store.
Formaggio, it's all about the cheese.
Manja.
Now back to the show.
Are we live?
we'll let you
live? He
finish.
doesn't even serve the cheese. Can you believe this? This guy talks about the fucking cheese all day long. There's no cheese, not a cracker, not even a fucking
Listen.
That's
breadstick.
Listen.
You know those dry
It's
breadsticks
available
that
at
everybody...
Costco, BJ's, everywhere, you know.
Forward.
Yeah,
Hannaford,
but not
Walmart.
at the Red Sauce Studio. If you want cheese, don't come here.
That's what Colin Quinn came here to do a show with Catherine Narducci, and she asked me to sit in, and he comes on. I'd never met him before, but I'd known her. And so they use the space, and he walks in. He goes, "I've been waiting an hour outside. I didn't get a Diet Coke." He goes, "You're Italian. This is called Red Sauce Studio. You give me nothing. The Irish guy's got to point out that you have nothing here." I'm like, "We gotta improve
I
on that."
I was gonna bring. You know what though? I shouldn't talk. I should have brought something.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
No, that's true. You're right. That's true. The guest should bring something.
I
That's
should
that.
have brought
We
some
should have offered you
pastries.
coffee. That's true. But you should have come with something.
I think I've
I'm
had,
ashamed of myself. Actually, I never go anywhere without bringing.
except here. I don't know, but honestly,
It's true. I thought you would have it covered.
I've had like 365 episodes, whatever it is, and I think literally 5 guests have brought stuff.
I'm ashamed of myself.
It's very rare that
I
they bring.
never
How
show
many
up
guests
empty.
bring you stuff?
My guests are older than your guests.
Yeah.
I get food.
Damn it.
No, I mean they have classes.
Listen, we don't interview
I got a lot more baby boomer guests. You know,
we don't
but I
interview
bring
TikTokers.
none of my guests have TikTok. I promise you that. We get
Fucking
pastries all the time.
Yeah,
that's the
pastry.
one place I'm outpacing you is pastry deliveries from my guests. That is absolutely. We get all kinds of pastries.
Yeah, I would have brought.
and homemade stuff. A lot
Tasty
of homemade
pastries.
What
stuff.
would have
my
you brought?
favorite.
Yeah, tasty pastry.
You know what my favorite cookies are, but you have to have coffee. But Saviata
coffee.
cookies.
You
You
like
like the
the
Saviata?
Saviati?
I like the Saviata.
Isn't that
yeah.
lady fingers?
Yeah, they're like lady
You
fingers,
just eat
but
them straight
specific
up?
kinds. But there's a specific kind with the hard shell and the crack down the middle.
Yeah.
That you know, there's
So you're
a
specific with your lady fingers.
very specific
You got a favorite
with
I'm
my
very
Saviata.
specific with my olives.
Oh,
I'm in a
okay.
big olive kick.
Okay, and what you
What are Castelvellanos?
Castelveltranos.
Castelvetrano, fucking life changing.
Castelveltranos
Wait a
are
minute.
nice.
I want to know your cookie. Well, he's doing Savoiardi. What did your cookie?
My
do?
favorite cookie.
Yeah.
Pignoli cookies.
Pignoli. Don't
I know
tell
we're
Pat.
not allowed here because of Pat,
can't eat it.
but you like them, right?
You know who makes
Why?
the
Because
best?
nuts? You can't have nuts.
Well, no, his
My
co-host.
co-host cannot have pignoli nuts. He'll die.
Oh my God.
We'll bury him with the pignoli in his mouth. If we have a sign on the store that says this is a pignoli-free
Oh,
facility.
really?
Yeah, sure to God, we can't. No,
That's too much.
the best
Wait,
ones though
Pat
is
probably doesn't even eat like any sweets because of that, right? Like he
he's
gets
pretty
nervous.
cautious. Yeah, he
So
does.
what is yours?
I don't know. My favorite cookie, maybe. I like the lemon drops. I think
yeah,
that's probably
those
my
are nice.
favorite.
Those are too hard, I think.
Really?
I don't like
I like
hard
hard cookies. Yeah, I like hard cookies. I like
Yeah, like
dipping
biscotti.
cookies.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah. See, I'm not a dipper.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah. I mean,
I like them chewy too.
I gotta admit on the air, I'm just gonna lose my credibility, but I still eat Stelladoro cookies. I love Stelladoro cookies. The one with the chocolate on top, I could eat a bag
Oh
of
yeah, the
those
little
Those are
dollar.
nice.
in one sitting. I'll just
Swiss fudge,
right,
right?
Swiss fudge,
Yeah.
right? I'll do the whole bag by
S
myself.
cookies, a classic.
S cookies, great, yeah, but the Swiss fudge,
What are the Stelladoro cookies? The ones like the biscuits.
the margaritas,
Yeah, margarita. Those are
that's
nice.
what my grandmother had on Frost Street in a jar. She refilled it, I think, every day. The margaritas. That's my entire childhood was that thing in a
Really?
jar.
Yeah. So it's nostalgic for you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's
My,
just
my
not
nonna used to like. I don't know what it is about my mom's side of the family. They all drink American coffee, and they get like my mom brings a couple of big cups of coffee. They put them in their own mugs, and they all like dunk
They
things
dip.
in the yeah.
That's what
So,
those
like,
cookies are for. Yeah.
bagels with cream cheese, dunking in coffee.
everything
I'm
was
like,
dunked.
out of
My
their
wife's a
mind.
bagel fanatic, dipping only in American coffee.
Really?
Yeah, brown coffee, dip a bagel.
That's
with
full
butter on it
style
sometimes.
now.
No,
That's
see,
gone.
You don't
Yeah.
see it anymore.
No, not
Because people
a lot
don't do
of
coffee stops. We just talked about this on our show. People don't visit and have coffee anymore.
Yeah.
You used to like come over, have coffee, you had
Right,
a company cake,
right,
take
right.
out some cookies. People
Right.
don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I had a friend that used to bring out the
Company Entenmann's.
Entenmann was
Yeah,
only
yeah,
for
yeah.
company.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Don't touch the Entenmann's. Nobody's here. It's like,
no,
okay.
my family was much more espresso, demi-tasse, they would call
Demi-tasse,
it.
yeah.
Demi-tasse.
That's the
and
Wait, what
Sicilian
is
American.
that?
Demi-tasse.
It's a French
is-
word. It means
It
half
is
cup.
French, half cup.
Demi-tasse.
Demi-tasse, which is espresso. It's a stovetop, Bialetti
Yeah.
espresso. We have one that you used to
The
flip.
flip.
That was the demi-tasse, and you would fill up a cup, and you would have then the sambuca.
Crispy, crunchy, savory, and sweet. Order what you want on Uber Eats.
Listen, guys, from now to the end of the year, December 31st, on the Uber Eats app, you go to Anthony and Panini shop, and you get a nice $25 off.
When you use the code Panini.
You gotta use the code Panini.
Terms apply. See app for details.
You pour the sambuca in the coffee. in
See,
the
so if
espresso.
you look at like old ads from Medaglia d'Oro, which was like the indigenous Italian American coffee brand, espresso brand.
You can still picture it, right? It's like the colors of the.
Oh yeah, we
flag
have
on
it
on
at the
can.
bar. We have it up here somewhere, I think. But that was described in advertising as demi-tasse.
Demi-tasse.
So that's a word from like pretty much through like World War II. And then espresso comes from the Italian, like the mocha pot that we use. They didn't have it
There's
before.
still a lot of Italians in Brooklyn that don't know espresso is not with an X.
Of course,
There's
absolutely.
still a lot of espresso.
100%. Yeah, that's
But to touch on what you just said about people not going over each other's house for coffee anymore, that was a golden age, man.
Yeah.
You used to not even like letting you say, you know what, we're here, let's stop by.
I have a feeling
I would
though,
hate
we
that
were
now,
kids.
though, too.
I have a
Probably
feeling
true.
we were kids. There might have been more than coffee involved.
probably true. Yeah.
That was what we were told.
Yeah.
It was coffee and cake, but come on, I'm sure there
You
was
think they
some
were
other
like
stuff.
they were
Who
slinging?
knows?
They were slinging.
Who knows?
You know, man, like you start
just never
unraveling
know.
stuff.
No,
from
don't pull those strings. No. Stay in the rose-colored childhood. Absolutely. All they have is a
Way to
scrum.
ruin that for me. too.
Yeah, they came all the way this way for Entenmann's.
Yeah.
Where to go for coffee? Go play over there.
Why does
Why
Aunt
it's
Cam-
baby powder?
Why is the priest visiting Aunt Camilla upstairs when nobody's home? I don't know. Who cares? What are you
Let's
gonna
have
do?
a coffee.
He's having coffee.
He loves the big Z. Yeah, that's the Sopranos reference. I don't know if you guys got it.
Funny.
Yeah, I do. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's next for you? Like in everything you're doing?
I got more music coming out. I'm gonna release a song called "Rocketship to the Moon," which is fun. It's kind of got a little bit more of like a Bruce Springsteen sort of drive to it. Like I said, I'm celebrating my 40th in Sicily over the next couple weeks.
Auguri.
Aguri?
Yeah, and then we're opening a third location of our club,
Where?
Washington D.C.
Wow.
Wow.
So my big picture with this play is maybe one day somebody will assign me to be a diplomat.
Wow.
If I'm gonna get in with D.C.,
Yeah.
let's go.
You know, I always said that if I had a diplomatic post, I would not go to be ambassador to Italy. I would be the consul general in Naples or Sicily. I don't want the responsibility of actually doing it. Just send me to Napoli, send me to Sicily. That'd be a good place
Explain
to
it for like the high school dropouts, though. What are you trying to say?
be. Like, we say a diplomatic position, you get appointed an ambassador, right? That's a ton of work.
So you would want to be there for Sicily? Are you saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'll go anywhere.
But like, yeah, it depends. You kind of got to get in, and like in Italy, it's a professional career. You got to be a career diplomat. That's like the consul general here. It's a
They
huge.
take it very serious.
Very seriously, and it's like a lot of times it's a family business. Like their parents were in it. Here in the United States, really, some of the smaller places that nobody wants to go, those
Right.
are career diplomats. But the good places, they're donors to the whoever gets elected president.
So is it basically being a politician?
No, you're being the representative of a
liaison.
politician. Yeah, you get to do like
You're
you
a
know you do
liaison. You're hosting
parties. You do real
parties.
work, but like you
Yeah.
liaise.
Because you're
Yeah.
doing that now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Right,
number
you
one.
are an ambassador, right?
Exactly.
But you
do
could
it on
be
behalf of America.
Yeah.
Show them what. I mean, I'm already.
I would send you, honestly.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
If I had to
Let's
show
go.
people a good time,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
send Chase over there. Yeah.
We should do that. We should have Italian American ambassadors. We send them to different Italian American communities. Like, this is
All right,
our
so we
ambassador
saw
to the North End. He's gonna go to
Yeah,
Boston.
exactly.
Here's our ambassador to San
is the
Francisco.
country- the country
that's
division.
Perfect. Absolutely right.
But we start with Chase and Mario Bosco. I think it's a solid two to start with.
Where would you send
Don't say
Mario?
it's the
Where
same
would Mario
place.
be your ambassador?
Yeah, I'll send. Let him.
Mario's going to.
You know what to do there. Yeah, but I mean, I was sending Mario to help people in need, like we've been saying.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what he's good
nice.
at.
Like the Peter Pan of Italian America.
Yeah,
Wow,
exactly.
Peter
You'd be like,
Pan. That's
Never
true.
mind.
Wow,
Yeah.
so nice here. Just like send Mario to every feast going on in the country.
That's true.
Like that would be fun to
That's
do.
That's a fun one.
You know, like
That's
the
a fun
feast
show.
in Denver's,
Everything.
the feast. in
There's a lot of big ones. A lot of big ones.
right.
We've been talking about doing a lot of different, more content like that.
That's a fun
See, like,
idea.
you come from that background of really high end production,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Me and him, we're going like slinging with DJIs.
Right.
Yeah, you got a run and gun.
Yeah.
But run and gun is the way to
That's
do it.
Squirrel of
I mean, you
this.
got
Low
3
budget
cameras going.
situations.
You put them on a shoulder.
Yeah.
3 cameras going, or even just 2 going at all times, with somebody on a microphone going, "Got this guy over here on the right. He's looking good." You know, that's the shot right there, and then you get the reaction with the other camera. You're set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool to see the guys at at the festival with still carrying.
Gilio?
That.
Oh,
Yeah,
Gilio.
carrying
you
that.
went? You went?
No, I saw it online. I didn't go.
You should go.
You gotta go.
tomorrow.
No,
Yeah,
I'll go to
tomorrow's
Santa Rosalia in Bensonhurst.
But the San Gennaro is,
It's the same
is
thing.
amazing.
The Gilio's,
San Gennaro, of
like
course.
nothing though. I
Yeah.
nothing you ever
Tomorrow-
seen.
I
It
was
is.
the night
before.
lift.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the night lift.
You know where I'm going tomorrow? Because tomorrow's
Oh, it
Mount
is.
Carmel.
Tomorrow's the night lift?
Yeah.
Do
It's
you
a little
are you
cooler.
are you lifting?
But to be honest,
That's not
You
our
should-
people
it's
though.
not.
We're-
It's. I should do it.
You
being
should.
from Williamsburg.
Yeah.
Because I'll be good at it. I'm a
Yeah,
good
you
Saint
look like
lifter.
every. I mean,
you know,
True, you are.
I have good shoulders.
You are an
You know?
expert.
But you know, growing up, it was never
Right.
like what we grew up with because you know we're from a different town. But being from Williamsburg, you should be proud to lift a Gilio. Like that's
Absolutely.
My brother did it. My brother
Yeah?
Michael did it,
yeah.
and he's like the
Michael's-
least Italian in my family, but he did a lift.
Michael's like,
what did he say? Was it
he
it
does the, like
backbreaking?
the warrior runs.
Oh,
and
he's an
everything.
animal. He
Yeah,
does super marathon. He loves my brother's physical limits. He loves
one of those.
but he loved it. He absolutely loved it, and it was his way of like connecting.
Yeah.
because he never lived in the neighborhood. But from my mind, it was not our feast. We had our feast, right? So it's
Yeah.
like you went as a guest, but
Yeah,
I was
you
never.
respect it.
Yeah, I wasn't a lifter. It wasn't my thing. I get that. I'm going to Hamilton, New Jersey tomorrow for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. It's 150 years. The oldest Italian feast in America is tomorrow. They're celebrating it.
Wow,
So, yeah.
150 years.
150th
That's
anniversary.
the oldest in Hamilton.
Hamilton,
New
New
Jersey.
Jersey. Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah. It's about equidistant between Philly and Ocean City, New Jersey. Our
Okay.
Lady of Mount Carmel, and they're actually getting a big thing tomorrow because the Pope's sending a crown. There's only like 5 or 6 crowned images of the Blessed Mother in North America, and this is gonna be one of them.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So tell us a little bit about your childhood before you became a cowboy. What were you into?
I worked at pizzerias.
Yeah.
I worked in pizzerias, and I had another. I mean, the driving part of it is. It's hard to talk about my childhood without mentioning the fact that I was in Ford models from 6 to 16. I was hot.
You were a Ford model?
I was a fucking Ford model.
Like the
at
car?
6 years old. Not the car, the modeling
No, the modeling agency.
Oh, okay.
So I did everything. I was running around the streets of Soho and Chelsea as a fucking single-digit-year-old kid, just booking jobs.
Just
and
making money.
Making money, paying the bills.
Wow.
And hustling. And I loved it. I loved it. It was wild. But then
That shaped you to be who you are, for
that
sure.
definitely. But I don't even know chicken or the egg because I wasn't that fucking cute. I knew how to work a room. And that was how I was able to like work that thing, and I did pretty well with it.
You still do. That's why you're here today.
Yeah, but there was always work. I grew up working in pizzerias. There was time, I lived above a pizzeria and worked in 2 different pizzerias at the same time. So everything I still probably have linen sheets that smell like pizza. Like this, I worked in red sauce Italian joints most of my life, whether as a pizzaiolo or as a bartender or as a maitre d'. I mean, that was always a big part of my life, and that was something I even did in L.A. I worked in a place called Dominic's in L.A., which recently closed, but it was opened by Frank Sinatra. 75 years it ran. The story goes Frank
owned it?
Sinatra was a regular performer at like this clamshell like supper club on Sunset Boulevard, and he drank his Jack Daniels at the bar every night with this bartender's name was Dominic, and he said, "Hey, you ever want to open up your own place? I got you." And sure enough, down the block, he opened up Dominic's, and he bankrolled the guy to open up Dominic's Italian restaurant, and it was there for 75 years. it had been sold by the time I got there. I wasn't working for Dominic's family anymore, but still very much the same. And that was a really good experience. But I worked in them everywhere from Jersey to Rockland County to Manhattan, and it was fun. I heard somebody mention recently, I think it was on the Vinny Pastore episode, somebody was talking about Benny Tadino's Pizzeria.
Tadino's,
Benny
right?
Tadino's,
Yeah.
home of the Giant Slice in Hoboken. I lived upstairs for a couple of years. Benny Tadino was my landlord. He was a family friend. Benny Tadino and I got along really well because he also sang Sinatra songs. And so we would sing.
There's
in
a
the
common
pizzeria.
denominator here.
Yeah.
I would say Italians just scratch,
But Benny
scratch the
Tadino-
skin that we're all Caruso underneath.
Benny
At least we
Tadino was a
think.
character, man. This guy was, like 350 maybe. And he would sit his little chair right outside of my apartment door. And he would have his little espresso and his like Gucci sweaters. And I'm the kind of guy that runs out of the house and realizes you forgot something, you got to go back in. So every time I would leave the pizzeria, this guy would have to, get up, real slow, move the chair aside, let me get out, and then he'd put the chair back and he'd sit back down. And I'd be like, "Oh, I forgot something." I didn't have to do it again. This guy was.
That's like getting in and out of this booth. Every time I'm like, oh, I gotta get up.
And it
again.
wasn't until he passed that I'm reading in the paper that the dude served 17 years in prison for trafficking heroin on behalf of the Genovese crime family.
Wow.
Through the basement of the pizzeria. That's another script I wrote.
Oh,
That's real, but I wrote a script as fictionalizing that.
That's amazing.
I got to make that.
So that's what you like grew up in that. Do you see that growing up?
No,
or-
I mean, it was
You don't know.
coffee.
Yeah, they were having coffee.
Having coffee.
We gotta go for some coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard that's
I
what it
knew
was.
people were coming
What do
over
you-
for coffee.
How do you feel about now? I feel the pizza game's changed a lot too. No.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's hard to find a good slice, right?
Yeah.
Harder and harder.
I
Yeah,
mean,
harder and
it's
harder.
easy, but the good slices you gotta wait.
Right. I
You
mean,
know
it's
what I mean?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it
Yeah.
drives me out of my mind.
Yeah, but I feel like even now, burnt. I feel years ago, a good slice looked like a little more doughy. Now, if it doesn't have that flop,
That's
this
the
guy Portnoy ruined.
Yeah, I mean, there was always different slices. Crispy Pizza is still killing the game out by us in Bensonhurst.
Those are good friends.
Yeah.
They're great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they do a good job.
Philly cheesesteak pinwheel.
Yeah.
never
Oh,
had
yeah?
that.
I've never had that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
best.
I'll have it when I
pinwheel.
get
That
They
back.
make a
good.
pinwheel Philly cheesesteak. Yeah, my mouth's
But
watering.
we're
Yeah,
L&B.
I like-
My family's an L&B family.
I went there last night.
Yeah.
I dropped
did
the-
you?
And the new one they opened in Brooklyn
how
Heights.
is it? I
Was it-
heard it's
did it hit
missing
the
a little
same?
bit of its character.
It doesn't feel the same,
Of
but the
course.
pizza was great.
The pizza was great.
I
And
mean,
did you have the spumoni?
no, I just had pizza. I
L&B
bought
in the summer is the
Yes.
vibe.
Exactly.
To me, something about that taste is just different.
And you don't mind waiting on that line because that line's as old as my lifetime. It's always had a line in the summer.
Yeah.
But that was the interesting thing about going there because they've been building that thing. I used to live down in Brooklyn Heights
Yeah.
for 20 years, and they've been building it for a couple of years. And people line up for Grimaldi's now, which is not really Grimaldi's
Right,
anymore, right?
right.
And there's all these tourists from Idaho and Oklahoma, and they're lined up for
Right.
Russian pizza and
Right.
Grimaldi's. When the real place is Giuliana's,
Right.
which is nobody really understands, and then they got L&B across the street, and there was no line. And I'm thinking to myself, you got two fantastic options,
Right,
and you're
and
waiting for this
everybody's
guy's.
at
It's like
Grimaldi's.
Tombstone Pizza, Grimaldi's.
Yeah,
but,
it's lit up in lights.
yeah.
Yeah. I like Grimaldi. I mean, that triangle is all really good, though.
Yeah.
It's really good. I'm fans of it.
Yeah. I've been eating less pizza lately. I'm deep in my ravioli game. I'm on a ravioli wave right now.
Yeah?
Because I'm at Pastosa. Pastosa's around the corner, and I grew up on Pastosa. It's such a happy place for me. Are you familiar with it?
Oh yeah, very much
Yeah.
so.
And so I've been making all different kinds of, basically running through their
Raviolis.
whole freezer. They got
Yeah.
all different kinds of ravis.
You doing red sauce or you switching?
Not
it up?
always. No, sometimes red sauce isn't what it called for. Red sauce really is only for the cheese wrap.
Butter sage. That's
Butter sage is one thing, but I did like a radicchio walnut glaze.
you're showing the Cowboys.
I went all, I'm
Exactly
going
right.
all over.
Yeah, I'm
I'm-
very courageous.
You're
I
showing
did
the
a
Williamsburg.
I did a broccoli raw pesto. It was
nice.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Somebody just told me Trader Joe's has got a lemon zest ravioli that's supposed to be off the charts.
That
I never
sounds-
go to Trader Joe's, but
I can never turn down a good ravioli. We are recording at Red Sauce Studio. I gotta say, it feels good in here.
Oh yeah, it's fucking cool to be here. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
No, honestly, on the calendar, Pick had an episode with you, and I was like, this is a great opportunity for me to bring Chase and introduce both of you. And
Really nice to meet
You
you.
too.
man.
Great.
Thanks
I
for having
love
me
to see you,
here.
Cowboy. I'm
Yeah.
very, but the mustache aside, we got a lot in
you
common.
guys have a lot of things in common. But yeah,
I don't have any capes though. I hear you got a
Oh,
whole
I got all
fucking
kinds of
closet
capes.
full of
I got all
capes.
kinds of wacky stuff.
I got a lot of things in my closet, but I don't have a
We
fucking
can
cape.
work on a
Well, yeah,
cape. Don't worry.
Well, you
Yeah.
guys could trade like the way the soccer players trade jerseys, trade boots for a cape.
Wow.
Nothing like a good set of cowboy boots. If you get a good set of cowboy boots,
I got a closet full of them.
best
man.
thing in the world. I left mine in Texas when I fled, but yeah,
Oh, really?
I had a good pair. Yeah.
We gotta go back and
I
salvage
had to go
it.
quick, so
Yeah.
I got a bunch of hats too, and fun thing, another tie, and this one's Bailey's. They sent me a bunch of hats, but Stetson. One of my fun facts about Stetson, which is the cowboy hat. Where was it invented? Do you know?
No, I don't.
John B. Stetson went out to the Wild West and saw all these cowboys riding around with some silly hats on their head or without hats on their head, and was like, these guys are burning up alive. Their faces, the sun is in their eyes, this, that, and the other thing. He came back home and he invented the cowboy hat in New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Go
I love
figure.
that.
Jersey makes the world takes.
Yeah.
How do you like
No,
that?
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Listen, everybody, enjoy the rest of your summer. We're here. Come visit us, San Gennaro, Red Sauce Studio.